Evening, everybody, or afternoon, wherever it is you're watching from, and welcome to Paranormal History's first ever live on what's the Unknown Network. We're all very happy to be here, very proud to be here, and we just hope we can do it justice. So tonight is just a kind of laid back, get to know the team, kind of live, because we feel it's important. If you're going to watch somebody, then you want to know a wee bit of background about them, who they are, where they're from, how they get into the paranormal, instead of just watching a random face presenting a show. So Jennifer, she's part of a US team. She finds it funny already. I think she did too much capping today.
I might have.
I think we're going to introduce ourselves individually. Instead of me, unlike I usually do all the talking, but tonight's going to be a bit different. Hi, Mike, buddy. Thanks for coming in. So to start off, Paranormal History started out in July 2020. Aye, 20. Sarah and I started the channel off. We didn't think it was going to go anywhere. We started off as a kind of hobby. And so we done a few investigations, then we got hit with lockdown. And then we decided to, hi Lindsay, Doc, hope you're getting on the road to recovery, Doc. Lockdown came and we thought, what can we do with the channel? So we decided to go down the interview road, just start getting people in, teams, individuals in to have an interview, casual chat with them. And we carried on with that. We started doing various topics. As you see, our name is Paranormal History, because we believe that without history, you don't have paranormal. The two go together. You can't have one without the other. And so we interviewed various authors, historians, ghost shows, mediums, all sorts. We're kind of channel that believe that everybody's an individual and everybody's got their own point of view. So Sarah and I started the channel. I've been into paranormal for 30 plus years, but I only started investigating after we started off the channel. I'm quite open-minded about the paranormal. I'm still, even though I believe that there is something after this life, I'm still a wee bit kind of skeptical about, some things that we pick up on and we take photographs of. So that's basically me. There's not much to tell with me, actually. We kind of run the channel, and Sarah's the co-founder. She can talk for herself.
Well, I'm Sarah. I am totally in the wrong hobby, so to speak, because I hate the paranormal. It's not I hate it, I don't particularly like it. I'm more of a skeptic of the group. And I don't like dark, and I don't like the cold, and I don't like things that give me a fright.
Basically, Sarah doesn't like your typical ghost investigation scenarios.
I do the tech side. I'm the techie of the group.
Sarah puts the videos together, etc. I'm going to still talk because you lot can talk now.
Your turn.
My turn. Hi, I'm Laura, and growing up, I always had a thing about paranormal. There was something kind of after this life, and I was 18 when I had my first paranormal experience. I actually encountered a poltergeist, and that kind of made me into a firmer believer, so to speak. And I was volunteering at the same place as Scott and Sarah, and we got talking and realised that we actually had a lot in common. And they basically asked me to join PIH, and I was a background researcher for a long time, just in the background writing stories, etc. Until one night we were out investigating, and I took a wee bit of interest in the investigation side, and I've never looked back.
Yeah, it's on the fucking thing.
Don't lie, you're the tea maker.
Well, yeah, I'm the tea coffee maker as well.
Tea coffee maker. Was you yard do that? You just need
Sorry.
milk in it. That's the only thing. Who wants to go next?
Jen can go if she wants.
You don't want to go, girl?
I was last to join, so I'll go last.
Oh, all right. I've been
as most of you know, I've been with the team for about actually it's been a year and a month now, and as most of you who are watching this, I've told many tales of how I got started. So I'm like, okay, so recap. I was a little girl when I had my first experience. I've did stuff on my own before I even did a team. I did a team for about 7-8 years before even joining PIH. And now I get to do it in a different way, which I love, which is history. Love my history, love my paranormal, and having to combine the two. And my son is also part of the team, but he's not as often around. But he does help me with the video from time to time. So I'm glad with that. Don't know what else to say to up to date. I have a new job, and it keeps me away from this group more than I'd like. But I think this year is going to be great, and I think what I've brought to the team, being a sensitive, being a witch, being an investigator, already being able to be in the background of investigations and doing the pounding, the research, the oh my gosh, the listening to the recordings and listening for those EVPs that you're wanting. So I think I brought that to the team to help them, especially with Scott, because he always says he doesn't always hear half of the things that we can hear. Yeah. But that's what makes this team great. Gail, go.
Wait,
basically, Jennifer, you're saying I'm deaf.
No, I'm just saying you just don't hear what girls as ladies hear.
Well, that is true. It's not meant to be sexist in any way. But we do. The girls do hear a lot more, and I'm not talking gossip. Maybe they do hear gossip. Who knows? Well, but the girls tend to hear a lot more than I hear, which is great for me because then.
Just the age, Scott. It's just the age. Don't let it get to you.
I was going to say that, but I thought nah.
Once you hit your late 30s, you start to lose it a wee bit.
I'm not 30 yet.
No,
I'm talking about me.
It's just it's just the whole going through, and then Gail, you brought Gail on, and Gail, you've been with us for how long now?
Since August, I guess.
Sweet. All right, go for it. Your turn.
Basically, since I was little, the usual I got into paranormal by watching Most Haunted, Ghost Adventures. Always wanted to do it, but being a big feety cat. One night we'd went out with all my friends. I don't even know the name of the place, but you can't get in it anyway. We got up the dark lane and being big scaredy cats ran back out it. And we weren't even going to investigate. We were just being silly, just going places we weren't meant to go. And then went on holiday, met Scott and Sarah because our little girls were playing together, and it all started off because we offered Scott a shot of our pump to blow up the bed. And then we started talking and a hammer eye, and realised that we had quite a lot in common with the paranormal, and we were already keeping in touch for the kids. So with the paranormal, it was just a bonus. And then
the hammer, didn't you?
And here you are.
An investigation and never looked back.
I think with Gail, you found the sort of real thing. No disrespect to the ghost shows. I've watched a lot of them as well, but I think you found a bit of a difference between.
Oh, it's a different atmosphere. Different atmosphere. When you're watching the telly, you can go, "Oh, that's faked" or whatever. But when you're there and you can see that things aren't getting touched, then things start lighting up by themselves. You're like, how is that happening?
So it's changed your view on the paranormal.
Oh, definitely, especially when we done Caldwell and we heard that disembodied voice. I've never heard anything like that in my life. Like, I can't explain it.
I don't know. Well,
I'm still not 100% believer. I'm still very, very skeptical.
That's okay. That's healthy. You need to have that extra skepticism to keep you, still in this realm that we are in. Without that skepticism, then you'd be off going thinking everything was paranormal. So that's good. Good to have it.
Same when we done Caldwell. I took my mum and dad, like, just because they're kind of into paranormal again, due to watching all the Ghost Adventures and Most Haunted crap. Do you know what I mean? I don't like Most Haunted, but we'll take them to Caldwell, which turned out not to be a very good idea because Sutton decided to follow my mother home,
They do that.
Right.
which was clarified later on. So
Being a skeptic is it's a good tool to have because I mean, you see, I've been into paranormal for 30, God knows how many years.
I thought you were only 36.
I started early.
Well,
In primary school or first grade, as they call it. I think it's first grade you call it in America. Primary school, you know,
you
your
could have
first,
been it for 30 odd years.
first year of school. But I think being a skeptic as well, you go into investigations, no disrespect to these teams, but I've watched a lot of teams and every single noise is a spirit, you know, every single flicker of light and, you know, every kind of fart it's paranormal. See, if you're a bit of a skeptic, then you kind of train yourself to take yourself away from that train of thought.
to me, the
And,
best thing to do is always try and debunk it before you even try and even think it's paranormal.
Aye,
Definitely.
there's a lot of teams, a lot of people out there, and it sounds like I'm putting a lot of people down. I'm not. There is quite a few teams that don't try and debunk.
One thing I did notice though, like obviously I'm new, obviously the paranormal world, obviously joining PIH is my first team and stuff like that. But I have noticed, wow, see the amount of bitchiness that goes on between teams.
Mhm.
Like honestly, I've never seen anything like it in my life. And to me, you shouldn't be putting people down. If people want to do things a certain way, let them. That's the way.
It happens a lot here in America too. We'll have teams that they think they're the shiznit and they're not. I was trying to be polite and not curse.
What, is that an actual thing?
What, shiznit? Anyway, the point is, it seems to happen no matter where you are, America, Europe, Asia. There's always going to be teams that are like butting heads, and then you get the few that get along. It does happen, but
To me, you should just try and boost people up. Do you know what I mean? Don't try and put them down for doing the same thing.
they do. There's been times where I've seen that on those shows too, where they'll bash each other. I'm like, why? Why are you bashing each other? Is there a reason you're bashing? Just because somebody else got different information, or whether or not they're true or not, we don't know. We're not there. But you're right. Bashing is like, what point is it going to bring? It's going to make you look. That's going to make you look like an ass.
I mean, in the paranormal, there's a lot of teams out there in the UK, America, worldwide. There's a lot of teams, so it's inevitable that people are going to
What?
inevitable,
A what?
unavoidable. What did I say? Did I say something funny that I missed?
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Don't
Just
try
go.
to use the words when you're meeting.
We'll explain it later.
Write me a letter later.
A bit inevitable.
It's unavoidable. Right. Is that better?
There we go.
Everybody watching us the first time, they're going to think we're just a bunch of no hopers and loonies.
Well.
You know, not far off. Aye, so there's that many people, teams in the paranormal worldwide. It's unavoidable that people are going to fall out. There's going to be different opinions. You know,
People are going to hate.
people are going to hate. People are going to love. So everything else in life, we're not always going to agree 100% of the time because then it'd be boring. Life would be totally boring if everybody agreed all the time. But there is a lot of trying to get one up on each other, and you know, it's just it's got to the ridiculous stage. But we're not here to bitch about other teams or whatever, you know.
Well, I don't know how much it happens over there over in the UK and Europe area, but it does happen quite a bit that at least here on the West Coast, when they were popular, they're not as popular teams as they were as anymore. So we're starting to see the dwindle. Yay. I'm actually really grateful for that. So it's kind of thinning the water out. But before, we're like talking 5 or 6 years ago, one team would go to a haunted location and they heard about it because someone said it. So now they're going to go and then they're going to try to out the other team saying that they got better stuff. Or they're going to call the team out saying, no, we got nothing and you guys are full of crap. And that happened a lot over the past few years. It's sad. That would happen way too much. But they would copy each other. Oh, I went here, so I'm going to go here. Oh, you guys went there, so I'm going to go here. What's the point of copying when you can be try to go find out your own stuff? But unfortunately, there's too many. There are a lot of teams out there that do this, and I don't know why they do that. I wish they wouldn't.
I think some of it's due to lack of imagination kind of thing. But I mean, we try to be, just another even more bit of background to us, we try to be original. So Sarah and I run the team. Generally, I'll come up with most of the ideas of what we're doing. And I try and run the team the way I'd like to see a team run, as in, there's a lot of teams out there do the same thing over and over. So we try and take it to be, not to be special or to stand out or to be anything, exciting, but just to be, try and do something.
Do your own thing.
I do our own thing, try and do stuff that nobody else is doing.
Thinking outside the box.
Thinking outside the box. So we try and do that the best we can. We don't always get it right.
Because we're not experts.
No, we're no experts, but you give up an idea, we'll look into it, we'll try it out. We might fall flat in our face.
You've done that a few times.
But which I have fallen a few times, but we won't get into that. Craig has got up a big comment. I'm going to stick that up. You might.
Oh, holy smokes, Craig! Dang.
He always puts up the big comments, doesn't he?
It's like, bada bomb, here I am. That's what he's doing.
Yep.
All right, Craig, you said you guys know I'm a skeptic too, which is why I prefer investigations and lives to the other stuff. I like to experience stuff live. It's a whole different thing. My experience on Friday at, okay, is that, how do you pronounce that? Is it Dunun? Dunun?
It's the new.
All right, with the team that gave me, see, this is part of being American. I don't always know you guys' stuff. The team gave me a lot to think about, and it's solidified. I don't have my glasses on. It's solidified me a lot for me. Thanks for all of that, guys. Glad to be non-broadcasting member.
Thank you very much, Craig. He always puts in big comments, but they're all appreciated.
Friday was quite interesting though.
Yeah, it was a good.
But the bloody pigeons need to move out.
And it was freezing.
Oh, it was
Do we live in Scotland?
So cold.
Just like those EVPs I was sharing in the list with you guys. I was like, yeah, it's like, this is what I have. But then again, as I told him, I don't share anything I think is crap. I only share things that I know for a fact that have been debunked the shit out of, that have constantly been gone through, listened and shared with many people before I start sharing it out. So yeah, I will not give somebody, oh, here's a C-class EVP and go, yeah, this is what it says, and you know for a fact it's garbage. Not going to do it.
Craig, we're not telling you to shut up, buddy. It's just the big comments. I get about halfway through reading the comment and I lose track. I've done it with all the big comments that we've had. You get about halfway through and you kind of Craig is Laura's hubby.
Yeah, that's the other Craig. It gets confusing when we have two Craigs on the team. We got her husband and my son, and they're both named Craig.
That's right. Jennifer's daughter.
He's beside. He is behind the scenes too, so that's funny.
Then you get Reese as well. Reese is behind the scenes.
That's funny.
We've got 4 or 5 people behind the scenes.
We're behind the scenes, they're on the scenes.
Hey, that's good. We need those people who are behind the scenes because they're the ones who might notice something while we're super hyper focused on something. They might see or notice or hear something we don't hear. That can happen, which is great. So now we have them behind the scenes and they go, hey, did you guys notice? And we're like, what do you mean notice? Notice what?
It's happened quite a few times. I mean, Craig, he done the Eris method on Friday for us, and the stuff he was coming out with was quite remarkable. For we were getting intelligent responses to what we were asking. Also, he could hear the questions that we were asking. He's done it twice.
Oh,
He's a
Oh,
sucker.
it's the beautiful people in front of the camera.
Oh,
Aw.
let's
Yeah.
follow that.
I don't know if it's sweet or you're just saying it to say it, or you just want to say it because you want to make yourself look good. I'm not sure, Craig.
But a man included in that.
Well, we
Well,
all know the answer
that's
to
another
that.
Nah, we love you, Craig. You're good.
One with what you said about Craig picking up stuff on Friday. I mean, remember when we were doing our investigation at Caldwell and we were listening back to the evidence, and not one of us caught an EVP. It was actually my daughter. It was actually Melissa
Aye,
that
she
picked
caught
up a class EVP.
Mm-hmm. The ones behind the camera.
Listen, don't tell Risa. You know Risa's big-headed.
Well, I'm reading the comments, and the comment comes up before they pop up on the screen for everyone else to see. So I'm laughing ahead of time. So I'm like, oh, sorry.
Craig's brand new. Everybody behind the scenes is brand new as well. Well, Sarah and I are very, very lucky to have such a great team. Down here people as well, and we all seem to connect, we all seem to click, which is a big part of being a team. The other thing we like to do is, as I said before, we bring a variety of guests on, from ghost teams to historians to authors. We've had TV shows on as well, because we believe that, well, Sarah and I believe, a lot of people think paranormal investigating is just going out in a ghost hunt and that's where it ends. But to us, it's not. Investigation is looking at every angle of the paranormal, and that includes sitting down and talking to people all over the world who have got different points of view. They might not be the same as yours, but different points of view. Sitting down and having a chat with them, picking up for their experience, they pick up from ours. It's all about learning as well. Try to teach each other. None of us are experts. It's one word that really gets our goat, basically, when people claim to be experts. None of us are experts, but if we can chat to people and bring the paranormal community together a bit closer, then we feel like we've done a job. And we're also learning, we're also sharing. And we've met many, many new people since we started this channel, and who were lucky enough now to call friends. And it's not just a case of you come on our show once and then we forget you. We keep in touch with about 90% of our previous guests, and we have them back on again. Not because we like to copy or we like to repeat, but because we talk to these people 2-3 times a week, and we never run out of things to chat about. And so we like to bring them on the panel, mix it up with people they've maybe not met before. And that's
Oh,
another.
you don't need to tell anybody how good I am,
That's funny.
They can tell just by looking at your face, Gail, how good you are.
Listen, it's not my fault you got to phone me every day.
Ooh, damn.
That's every day, isn't it, really?
You do phone me every day, aye. It's not you, it's Sarah.
To look in for that, no, I'm only kidding.
I know it gets to about 6 o'clock if he's not healthy. He's like, gonna phone him, gonna phone her.
Because I like to make sure she's home safe.
Aye.
You know what I mean? But we started with the American team, when was it? A year ago, a year and a week or something.
It's oh my gosh, it's been a year and almost a month.
So it's by a year.
Jennifer needs a cake.
Jennifer, it's an anniversary.
I don't need a cake. I don't need a cake. I'll just make a bunch of biscuits and be good.
I'll send you a cake in the post. You might get it in July or something, but you'll still.
It might come in July.
You still
So you know what? I'll just make sure I pull out a recipe and I'll just bake it. You just give me a recipe and I'll bake it, and then we'll call it good.
that's fine. That's fine. That's a deal. That's a deal.
Hey, I love baking. I love cooking, and if it's a recipe I don't know, I'm willing to learn it.
Send her the recipe. Please send her the recipe. But as our shows go on, you'll learn that we're nothing special.
We're crackpots.
We're the majority of us are Scottish, so that says it all basically. But we're laid back. We like to have a laugh. You know, we do take it paranormal seriously. We take our investigation seriously, but we believe that there's a lot of people out there that are too regimental with their investigations, with their lives and everything. It doesn't need to be like that. To us, you can still enjoy the paranormal, still enjoy what you're doing, but have some fun.
Yeah, you do have to have some fun. Without the fun, it's like stagnant, and then you get bored, and then you don't want to do the work, and then you have to have levity, because if you don't have that either, it's like you're at a location and you just something happens. Just let it happen. It's gonna go. It's okay. I mean, there's plenty of times I have fallen upstairs versus fallen downstairs. So.
See, I'm bad for laughing before I help people.
Like today, Laura fell down the stairs and messaged me, and I messaged her laughing faces, then asked her if she was all right.
Sorry, Laura.
But no, seriously. You guys haven't witnessed this because I haven't had a chance to investigate with you personally. But if there's a stairwell or there's stairs and I'm going up them, somehow I manage to fall as I'm going upstairs. I'm not sure how that happens. It just happens.
Does your pal?
It does happen.
Mind you, fell down the stairs at Caldwell, and all we heard was a
Oh.
It was broad daylight and I fell down the stairs. I was looking at the stairs and I still fell down them.
Oh, I've done that at conventions. I did it at a hotel that I was volunteering at, and the hotel staff ran and goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm good. My knee hurts, but I'm good."
I totally relate to that, Jennifer. I must run up and down my stairs 30 times a day, right?
Ah!
I know that there's 50 stairs up and 2 stairs down.
Look at kids just put up.
No, I haven't, not gonna limit, I have not fallen downstairs since I was a little girl. So falling up is what I do now, not falling down.
I told you to fall down the stairs and hurt yourself.
You can explain that one, Scott.
The bum incident with Scott and Gail.
Okay, so whose butt did what? What happened?
You see, this is before I tell that wee
Not
story.
Laura.
This is another good thing. It's good about lies. You know, if things go wrong, let's face it. Majority of people think that paranormal investigators are just nuts, just weirdos.
Did someone land on their ass?
Whatever.
Did someone get smacked in the butt?
No, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what happened.
I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. All I see is bum. I'm like, okay, something happened with the butt. What happened?
But,
Sorry, I'm sure you'll get sent the clip.
But when I'm trying to get a point.
Just get to the story.
As I said, most people think we're all nuts. There's something wrong with us, you know. Well, especially in Scotland, people think we're crazy, investigators. But when you run an investigation and things go wrong, I think it's good to let people see that we are normal people.
Get to the point,
You know,
answer.
9-to-5 jobs, families and stuff like that. And not everything goes according to plan. The bum incident was we were at Dunoon Castle on Friday night.
Was the Dunoon? It was Dunoon.
Dunoon.
And you put Dunoon.
Dunoon. You need to put the wrong place. We're at Castle on Friday night, and there's an upstairs section that used to be the prison area of the castle. So there was Craig, Gail, and myself. So we decided to go. Gail had been there previously on an investigation, and she wasn't too keen on it, wasn't too great on it. she felt there was something up there. So we decided we'll go back up. So Craig and Gail went on. Well, I thought they went on ahead. And I had to get back, but I had to get back and get my phone. So I decided to film the walk up to the castle because it's late at night. It's an old ruin, that castle. But I'll film it. So I started walking with the phone, filming it, and I turned a corner to start to go up the stairs, and I was met by Gail's butt.
Nice.
I'll show it. We'll send you the footage, Jennifer. The camera is just literally full of Gail's butt. I thought they'd already been up the stairs, so I was expecting to run into a set of butt cheeks when I turned.
Nice.
You know.
Oh no, I totally get it. Things happen, and you got to keep going.
But the way
Listen, just laugh it off. That's what I do. Just laugh it off.
Oh.
I just want to clear something up. The camera stays on her butt for a couple of seconds. The reason that happens is because
Scott, it's a pearl.
you ever get one of these moments in life where something happens and you need to pause a couple of seconds just to make sure that it's actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got a phone full of butt, you're like, it takes to actually register that's somebody's butt cheeks in there, you know. And then the camera gets moved swiftly to the left or to the right. It's moved away anyway. So that's the butt incident. But it's things that make it real.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my goodness.
Laura gets scared by a feather. But I think that also helps in investigation because there's spirit around, you know, and they're watching you, watching us. If they see that we've got kind of light-hearted energy about us, then I think they're more likely then to try and communicate with you.
Either that or they're going to laugh their asses off at you.
Well, if it gives them a laugh at the end of the day, that's, you know.
I've heard this happen. I've seen this happen. Something hilarious has gone on. I'm listening to my EVPs, and all of a sudden there's this laughter in the background. And I'm like, okay, I'm counting everyone talking, and I'm like, wait a minute, who the hell was that? Someone was laughing at us because we did something really stupid.
I mean, I've said on many of our lives that to me, spirit is the exact same in this life as you are in the next. If you were a joker in this life, you'll be a joker in the next. You know, so
Excuse me.
I'm using Friday as an example. There might have been a spirit there that was a bit of a joker in the physical life, and that kind of happens, and he sees the funny side of it. So is he more likely to maybe think to himself, well, you know, these people they're okay.
Or they're after heat.
Or they're nuts, you know. But does that make sense?
Absolutely. More approachable.
Approachable. That's the way you feel more kind of approachable. I don't know if people in the chat think whether they agree with that or not. There's a light-hearted energy around the team helping investigation.
I would say so.
Definitely. Also,
Gail's not saying anything because it's her butt that was in the film.
To be fair, it's normally yours.
Fine.
Because whenever we're filming, because I sit in the chair and I just hold the camera, it's normally your kind of groin area that's in view.
Yeah, my groin area has been filmed before by accident, not realising. I think you were just holding the camera and no looking. And when we played it back, that's what I'm going to say. You know, but it's his mistakes. It's his, you know. Oh, there's Craig saying sorry for it.
I love you all.
It won't be the last.
It won't be.
No.
We'll get quite a lot of investigation planned, etc. Even on lives, things will be wrong.
And I know that feeling. Thankfully, one of my food pods did not end up on camera. We're walking across, going from one area to another, talking, trying to figure out what we're going to do next. And I wasn't paying attention, and I stepped off the curb, and I thought it was I didn't think it was water or anything there, and I didn't know it was a deep water. I thought, oh, just go splash. Oh no, I intended to put the whole foot into the water. I had to have a wet foot the rest of the investigation.
Who did that? Remember going up to Godalco Harry?
So, that's what happened. I didn't catch on film, but what did got caught on EVPs, I ended up having to take my foot or my shoe off because it was causing too much squishiness whenever I'd walk. So either I couldn't walk, so I had to take the shoes off, and we could hear disembodied laughter because of the darn squeaky shoe.
Your shoes get stuck in Friday, mine.
I get stuck in the mud on Friday. I felt like a tractor. I literally could not move. I felt my feet sinking in, and that was me. I think that's coming up with Andy. Just so people understand, Andy Murphy is a really good friend of yours. You got a team. I can never get the initial. I'm sure if you put your team name up, Andy, I always get the letters mixed up.
No, so you guys have been busy. I haven't had a chance to do an investigation yet for this year, but I am gearing up for some investigations. So unfortunately, they're going to be slightly solo investigations because my son is in California right now, which is okay. I'll grab my husband and he can be my cameraman.
Drag your hubby. That's a good idea. There's no perfect can refuse. But I'm just going to explain this one. Andy Murray's a good friend of ours. He's originally from Yorkshire, but he moved over to the USA about 5 months ago for work and what have you. And he's we co-host a show with Andy, myself, and Charlie from the Haunted Hunts UK. And so Andy's a bit of a joker. So recently he found a video online of a chap who resembles me, but is not me, in a pair of green underpants, jumping, dancing in his house. You know,
it doesn't look like you at all, but that's just my opinion.
The guy's better looking.
Yes, better looking. That's Andy's group there. Give him a look up, folks. He really is down here. Kirsty as well, his wife, she runs it with him. I can never get the letters. I always get them mixed in the wrong way. But that's his group there. They're on Facebook. Hi guys, love and light. I think things like this is so important to have fun and laugh. It brings energy and very entertaining for the watches. Thanks, Mary, buddy. Hope you're well. You know, I mean, if you watch somebody, I watched a few of them, and a few of them, you just want to go to your own funeral. You know what I mean? That's how bad they are. You're just watching, and it's but. If you're watching a live and it all goes to pot, you know, it goes wrong, whatever. It's funny, you know.
Like you break the chairs.
I mean, we've done two lives that we've done. My chair's broke and I've disappeared to the screen, just gone.
The Holy Grail location, or anything that's considered Holy Grail. There's no such thing. Everything is unique to everybody. There's no such thing as the Holy Grail location, as in this is the thing to have, or this is what is sought out because everybody wants it. Trust me, there's no such thing as the holy type grail of an investigation. We all like our certain things that we want to go to because it's what we're drawn to. But to see that, oh, that's the Holy Grail of investigation, it's like, not always. Sometimes someone advertises it as that, and you end up going there, and it's like, what the hell did I come here for? So that's kind of a misconception in the paranormal field of Holy Grail investigations. Personally, this is my opinion, I don't think they exist.
I think what intrigues me, do we individually have a place? Well, see, mine is Alcatraz. To me, that's the ultimate place.
Is that your Holy Grail? Don't be disappointed. Okay, it is haunted. Just don't be disappointed if you don't get anything.
Would be the Winchester House.
The Winchester House, aye.
Again, haunted. Don't be disappointed if you don't get anything.
No, I want to do the Winchester for the historical view on it. more than the paranormal?
Oh no, there's lots of stuff that's historical. Oh, and I do, Sarah. I have more information on you about the connection that we were talking about before. So I do have more information for you about the Winchester Mystery House and connections of a certain poem.
That's fine. We can schedule part 3 then.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Harrisville Farmhouse for me, says Andy. What were you, Laura? What's your
Me.
ultimate?
This just okay. How about this? You guys call it the whole that you want. How about this? You want to. There's some place you want to investigate, but let's go back to what Craig was saying. The Holy Grail. It's like, okay, we cannot prove or disprove something is the place to go, right? But there are places we want to go.
How much caffeine have you had today?
Only two cans. I promise. Only two.
Which size a can?
No. It's regular can. It's 12 fluid ounces.
So right, so what's your ultimate place for the year? Somebody says, right, pick a spot anywhere in the world, you pay your fare, on you go, investigate. Where would you go?
My house.
Apart from here, this is haunted as heck, by the
Aye,
way.
your house is
Believe me, I stay here
quite busy.
regularly, and this is a scary place to be.
It's a paranormal.
What's
It
no?
really, really is.
Oh, I know where I want to go. I want to go to the Holy Grail, but I want to go. I want to go to the suicide forest in Japan.
No. Edinburgh Castle for me, I'm afraid, simply because of the rich history that's attached to it.
Nah, I prefer Stirling Castle.
Yeah, go Edinburgh.
The
Lizzie,
Legend Box House.
Craig, the Lizzie Borden House is actually really good for an investigational point of view. But I would go, if you do go there, your skeptical butt will be great there because there's too many things that are controversial on the haunting, and the history is there, but some of it's been skewed. So
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, no.
But no, this house is quite active.
This house is very active.
Only certain times of the day.
I
Though.
wouldn't say it was very active.
It is.
There's-
It is. I am verification for that. There's so many weird noises, and you hear strange chats during the night, and
But we debunked
steps.
that. The chats during the night. We told you what that was. We've got
Upstairs,
people who
apparently.
live above us. So Laura, she lives in a house and upstairs, downstairs. Where we live, it's more like I don't know. In America, I think you call it an apartment. We call it a flat. You know, so we get 2 houses, one on top of each other. So our neighbours are nice people, but they do tend to stay up till Lord knows when, chatting away. So one morning, Laura got up after she stayed, and she said, "I could hear voices during the night," or whatever it was she said. She says that by the neighbours up the stairs talking.
wasn't
So
it?
that, but she's convinced it wasn't.
It wasn't because, see, when I take my hearing aid out at night, I'm actually deaf as a bat. There's no way. Their voices had to be right beside me to be able to hear them.
Well, we've never.
Tell
We've
me.
had quite a few things happen to us. I've seen a shadow twice fly by the door. No fly by, but scoot by the door kind of thing. A couple of times, and
Moving toys move. And
we've had toys move. We've got a
Interesting.
scratch on our laser grid on one of the walls in the house. A figure going by. Stuff
somebody
like
likes
that.
to jingle the front door keys.
Somebody likes to move the keys in the front door.
Mm-hmm.
But bits and pieces, But we live there. It doesn't bother us. They don't bother us. We don't bother them.
I think that's why we don't notice it as much.
But because we do live. It's the same in my old house where I used to live myself. I had a spirit in there, and I ended up talking to it. Just like I was talking to a person who maybe lived with me. When I came in for work, I would say, "Oh, bad day today," or leaving for work, so I'll see you tonight. Because it was always around, it was always there. It done quite a few things in the house to let me know it was there. And I ended up just talking away to it, if you come out of a really bad day, you want to vent to somebody, you want to tell somebody what your day. But that's what I would do, is I'd go home and say, "I'll see the day, you won't believe what happened." But anybody looking in my window would think I was talking to myself. And You know, they don't bother us. We don't bother them. A lot of mine's house is a haven for animal spirits or pets haven't left.
No. We regularly see our
Nice.
dog and cat
Oh,
passed away 5 years ago. My cat, she was called Mew. She regularly visits. She comes up to the bed every morning, 8 o'clock, jumps up. I can feel her. The dog, no, she doesn't visit as much now. But if me and Craig are sitting in the living room and the both cats that we have now are sitting in either of our laps, we can hear the pitter patter of our feet of the old dog as well.
But Gail, what about your ultimate location?
2 minutes.
Oh,
Sorry, I
Yeah.
She was
We-
watching on live. I was like, no.
no, that's not happening. That's not happening. As lovely as they are, but no.
I don't actually know, you know, I've not actually got anywhere specific. Like I say, it's because I'm all new to it. It's not something that I've really thought about.
Have you
How
never
about
watched-
what about a historical location that you've always been fond of?
Try to think of the most one. See, for me, and I know that sounds pretty sad, right? But I would personally like to see with the whole Walker Bay bombing thing. Would like to investigate that only because my dad used to work in the police, and obviously it's quite close to home, obviously, for my dad. Where he basically helped clean up the bodies and all that,
Wow,
which really affected him.
I bet it did. That takes a lot.
So
That
for
does.
me, that's something that I've kind of been, I think because my dad was involved in it, I've like done a lot of research on it, watched all the documentaries on it. Although my dad will put you straight and tell you the documentaries are not as bad as what it actually was. It was 10 times worse than what's on the documentary.
So I wonder how much residual is there versus intelligent, as in the past constant repeating.
It put him in a mental breakdown.
Mm.
Would
'Cause
they ever visit the site again just to maybe put himself?
Oh, I want to go to suicide forest.
I don't know.
So
He only recently started talking about it. Like before, he wouldn't even try to speak about it. It was just over the head. He wouldn't talk about it.
it'd be interesting. As much as intelligent and hauntings are wonderful, I want to go and find out more residual. I want to see more where the past is being repeated. I would love to be able to have another encounter like I've had of the past repeating itself. I guess you could say that would be my holy grail of things to want to see. I guess I know it's probably not going to happen because I'm wishing it too much to happen, but to see the past come back alive in front of my eyes would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot more residual energy around us than we actually think. Like the Caldwell, for instance, Jennifer, when you picked up on the horse and cart.
Right. That was just, well, I was listening and I'm like, wait a minute, what the heck is that? I'm like, is someone got a buggy on cobblestone? I'm like, what on earth? I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know what you guys had witnessed. I'm just listening to what you guys, had. I'm just listening back, and I'm like, okay, that sounds like cobblestone. It sounds like a cart or a buggy or something clomping on top of something. So,
The lift as well, it Caldwell.
Yeah.
Just so people understand, Caldwell is an estate in Scotland. It's 280 acres. It's just a shell of a building now, basically. It's been it was abandoned since 1985. 1990s, there was 2 fires that took place. It totally wrecked inside it, so now it's just a shell, basically. And we investigated there last year in October time. We were there for 4 or 5 weeks. We kept going back and forwards, I think, something like that. We've done several investigations and we picked up, well, Jennifer picked up on a lot of background noise that we never at the time of the investigation. Jennifer picked up to see the horse and cart. There was also one of the main parts we were investigating was the old lift shaft, and we done one investigation, and about 8 minutes in, you can hear what sounds like a mechanical whirring sound. This goes on for about 12 seconds, and at the end there's a slight ping, much like the noise that an elevator would make when it reaches its floor. We never heard anything like that at the time,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But obviously Jennifer, she's a lot better with audio than than I am.
I've,
Yeah, on the women are better.
but then again, I've also been training myself to listen for those things for the past almost 8 years, where you have to train your ears to hear differently. You're looking at the EVP going across, and you're seeing the different pitches, and what you're looking for are the ones that are outside your audio range. And what helps me is I stop looking at what I'm looking at, because I'm like, okay, here's an empty spot. Maybe there's something. So I stop looking at those empty spots. I just close my eyes and I listen. Then I go back and look to see if what I heard was in that empty spot. And that's what so as I said, I've been training myself on how to do that. And I'm always, instead of listening just for the intelligence, I'm listening for anything else that might be there, the echoes, the residual, because it's all together. It's all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's just, as I said, it's taken me time to get where I'm at. I'm better at it than I used to be. I can tell you that. But it does take time to listen, because you literally have to train your ears to hear differently. It's like watching like those, but when you're looking at your photographs and you're doing your review, when you have just one photo, but you don't have a photo of the same spot 3 times, all you can go off is that one photo. But when you start training yourself and you have the 3 photos and you're looking at them in concession going, okay, what's different in each one? Is there anything different? So you start looking at things differently. You start training your eyes, you start training your ears. And sometimes you can shut off. Sometimes you have to train yourself with the textile too, because things might touch you, feel you, and you may not feel them at first. So if you dull out one sense of yourself, whether it's touch, smell, hearing, sight, dull out one of them during an investigation, and you will pick up more stuff.
So sometimes we'll go in. Some people call me a medium, they call me a sensitive. I don't label myself as anything, but sometimes we'll go in investigation and I'll pick up on stuff. Probably usually I'll pick up if maybe there's somebody standard. It doesn't happen all the time. It's really, really random. It's the one time we done a place. It was an old mill house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tourist attraction. We were there. I think it was an old cotton mill sort of thing. Lanark Mill. Place.
Oh, right.
And I was standing on a slight hill, and all I had in my head was the images of a horse, and the old-fashioned long wagons sitting, getting loaded with looked like bags, or white bags, cotton, whatever. And it kept going over and over in my head when I was standing there. So sometimes I'll go and I'll get an image, like say Caldwell, when I get the image of, there's an area in Caldwell that swings. We were there one night and I get the image of a guy, a male, standing over to our left, maybe about 100 yards away or something, just watching. It was just constant. I kept getting, that way that you feel like you're being watched and you keep looking and looking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was getting. And it was just,
Right.
I think 2, 3 other people that were there. After it says we felt we were getting watched. So it is remarkable what you pick up but don't realise it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's yeah.
we
No,
don't-
right, you do, and you're going to pick up something that nobody else is going to pick up on. It's just the way that's just the way it is, and that's what makes a good investigation team, because we want to be able to trust each other, to know what we see, hear, feel, touch, sometimes smell. But yeah, everybody's gonna pick up on something. Just like when you guys showed the pictures of your most recent investigation of that one arch window thing, doorway, window, whatever the heck it was. I know I zoomed in so many times going because I felt something looking out of like something was looking out of there, but I never saw. I couldn't see anything. I even zoomed in. I tried to debunk it myself, going maybe I'm just seeing things or maybe I'm feeling something that's not there. But in every one of those pictures, every single one of that particular window-ish doorway thing, I swear it felt like someone was looking out of the damn thing.
It's looking down.
As in, it was okay. So you have the thing right here. It looked like it was maybe about halfway down, kind of lean like if something was like someone was leaning out, looking like over, is what it felt like. Like they were looking at you guys, not out at the camera, but downward is what it felt like. Mind you, there's no evidence of it being there, and I'm not saying I don't normally pick up on things on photographs like this, but I cannot let this one go. It was too weird that I could see it in my head. I don't know, this is going to make me sound crazy, but it's like someone was there, maybe a gentleman of sort, looking out the window, looking down, but his clothing was very dark, very I don't know, kind of grayish in tone, but old. And that's all I could see. I don't know who he was. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know why I'm seeing this guy out of this window, but that's what I saw.
I remember as Craig saying he get touched right on the head, fingers tapping me. Craig's 6'5".
Yeah, because we thought it was the pigeons had maybe pooped on him.
He thought he'd been deposited, but there was
Nothing.
there was nothing there, but he definitely felt something touch him. Hi Robert, buddy.
But I will say your photographs are quite interesting because you guys have caught things where there shouldn't be a reflection somewhere, and you guys caught a reflection, and I'm like, okay, where did that reflection come from? Or why is there a shadow here? Because you can see where the light's coming from, but there's a shadow that shouldn't be there. I'm like, well, please tell me I'm hoping there's another light on this side that I can't see because of the photograph. But this is what I see when you guys show me these photographs. I'm like, okay, I see a shadow that shouldn't be there. I see this reflection where the hell did it come from?
we seem to be quite, I'm not saying we're experts or whatever, I'm not saying we're a fantastic team, but we seem to have been quite lucky in our last few investigations, going back to last year as well. We seem to have been quite lucky with photographs that, we took them at the time we've not noticed anything. And it's later on we've noticed things in the photographs, especially again Caldwell. I've got one which is up on the page, it's taken down, looking down a lane, and right in the middle of the photograph there's a young boy's face looking mid-air, and it sticks right out. Another one was at another location we went to, it was pitch black. We took photographs, and it was later on that I can't remember who noticed it, but they noticed a light burning at one of the windows. Now, this building was the same as Caldwell, so it was just a shell. There was nothing in it.
Oh, that's right. The one with the golden in the window, the golden thing, whatever the heck it was.
It looked like a candle burning in the window. But when we were standing out the front, it was pitch black. There was nothing there.
Right, and that's why I trust you guys, because I'm like, okay, this is what I'm seeing, and you guys were there, and you guys were the ones who can tell me who was where and everything. So I'm like, okay, so I'm picturing in my head, okay, this is what you guys are seeing, and then all of a sudden you look back at a photograph and you're like, what the hell was that? Because it's like,
And not one of us saw that, Jennifer.
That's what I'm saying. Because I'm sure that you guys when you took the photograph, you obviously didn't see it, because when you saw it again, you're like, what the hell? Yeah, because that's going to be the feeling, right?
I think it was 5 years there that night, and so out of 5 years, if that had been there, 1 year at least,
And then
I was
You
on my
wanna
bed.
No, you guys. This is why I wish I was over there with you guys. But you guys have brought back so much evidential evidence of the. Oh, I can't even talk. It went away. Anyway, you brought back all this good stuff, and I will say that I'm very grateful that I'm able to evaluate those pictures and those EVPs and your videos to help validate a lot of what you guys already have done and able to prove. So kudos to that.
Thank you very much, Doc. We always like to get things validated. It's all right, us taking pictures and doing recording side right. This is what this said. But especially again, Caldwell, I sent it to so many people. I told them nothing about it. I sent them various clips to different
Right.
people, and she's going to listen to this and tell me what
And
you
yeah,
think.
you guys, you guys just say, hey, listen to this. You just go, hey, what's this? You don't even tell me what's going on. So I'm listening it raw. I have no idea what you guys have done. I have no idea what was said prior. I'm just going by what you guys are like, okay, here you go. And I love that because that means I have no preconceptions in my head or something telling me I'm expected to hear something. And I love that.
To me, I think that's the best way. Instead of saying, right, going to listen to this, we picked up on a young boy, we picked up on a girl, whatever, for example. Giving it, because then that person sitting there, oh, they're a young boy, they're a girl.
Right,
But if you
the
don't tell
conception.
them what you picked up or what you think you picked up, and
Right.
they come back and they tell you the same thing.
Right. And there's a lot of teams that do that. They'll go, oh, we picked up this and this is what it said. I'm like, okay. They don't let you evaluate it for yourself. Oh, the pictures. Oh, my favorite. Here, I'm going to post a picture. It's right here. Instead of going, hey, what do you see in the picture? They automatically tell you this is what I'm seeing. And now your eye goes right to it. And it may not be anything. It could be pareidolia. It could be anything.
Mhm.
And then now all of a sudden your brain's trying to make sense of it because someone told you where to look.
But that's it. And we don't send it away for validation so we can turn and say, oh, look, we're the best. We get something.
Right.
Use
Like
that
me. Most recent I send it back. I circled it. I'm like, okay, you guys are looking at it, and I know you guys already looked at the picture. So I'm like, okay, I know you guys have looked at it. Now I'm looking at it for the first time. What? And circle it because I'm like, what's that? What is this?
we don't
Right.
pick up.
Definitely see.
But everything, to me, if you can get something validated and do it, by an outside party. I mean, I sent it to Mandy Cummings for Ghost Sisters, sent it to Jim Martin from the Spirit Realm Network,
I think you sent it to about
Galaxy the Whole. I've sent it to people that have got a lot of experience in the field, and so that we can come and say, right, well, we were writing what we heard. We're not just hearing things here. These guys have come back and says, "Aye, this is what you've got, basically." So if you can validate something, then validate it.
Yeah, my husband is the biggest skeptic of all. I swear. He tells himself, okay, things exist, but he's not sure they exist. So I tell him, can you please listen to this EVP? He's like, why? I'm like, just listen to it. And then he tells me, he's like, he'll tell me what he hears, and I'm like, and it's something what I already heard, so I already know what I heard. And he goes back and goes, okay, it's got to be one of you guys. One of you guys, somebody was. I'm like, no, it was just me. I was the only one in the room. And he's all, no, there's somebody else. I'm like, yeah, that's the ghost. And he's like, what?
It's amazing, really, what you can pick up. But that's us just over the hour, so I think we need to wind it up there, ladies.
Excuse me.
Thanks to everybody always for coming on and for
very well.
putting up with me, putting up with us. That's us, our first show, folks. Done. So tonight was just a get to know the team.
Yeah.
I really do hope you've enjoyed it. What you see is what you get with PIH. We're back 2 weeks again tonight.
And
we do have a lot of guests lined up for you, as well as team lives on various history topics, paranormal subjects.
And yeah, as per usual, if you guys have any questions, whether they're for over there in the Scotland, England area, or here in America, ask us. We'll try to give you an answer, or maybe direct you to the right answer for you, because we're willing to learn. If you know a location, even in the United States or over there, that we might be interested in, shoot us that. We'd love to know if you guys have something that we may not have thought about. It'd be great.
Always open to ideas, to new views, opinions,
Suggestions.
suggestions. You know, we've got a Facebook page, we've got a YouTube channel, and TikTok. But you know, by all means, fire us over a message.
And I do promise there'll be more American stuff soon. There will.
From the other side of the pond, as we say in
From the other side of the pond, I
Scotland.
have at least 2 investigations lined up. They're all-day investigations because I cannot do them at night, unfortunately, but I'll take what I can get.
So, anybody get anything to add before we shoot off?
Yeah.
Nobody?
Yep.
Right, so we're back again 2 weeks tonight at the same time. So
2 weeks today.
2 weeks today, 2 weeks tonight, 2 weeks on Sunday.
Wow.
At the same time. So until then, thanks for joining us, folks. We hope you liked what you heard and saw, and take care until next time. And be safe.
Bye.
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 Bye.